Let's get in a car review, shall we? The one that I kind of bypassed last half hour.
Kind of a quick one.
Huh?
A quick one?
Yeah. A quick one.
A quickie.
There you go.
Well,
Let's go.
You got 5 minutes. Go for it.
Do it.
Mr. Mars.
Cool. So I haven't driven a Genesis vehicle per se in quite some time. So this is the 2024 Genesis GV60 Performance. Now this is a pure EV. The GV60 was introduced in 2023, and it is now available in 3 different trim levels. You got a standard, you got advanced, then you got performance is the top of the line. So again, we were driving the performance. This is all built on the same architecture as the Hyundai Ioniq. Yeah, the Kia
Ioniq.
EV6.
What did you say?
I said the Kia EV6.
You didn't say that. You said something else.
All right.
And we had the special
Ioniq?
copper color paint. Now, this was a $695 option that got a lot, and it's the color that we had there on the video. Got a lot of comments on this color because it's not really a bright, in-your-face copper, but it's definitely different from most of the things you're going to see.
Gold to me.
Copper.
That's what I thought first time I saw it in the evening, but you get in the daylight and it's not quite gold either. So we got LED headlights up front. We got with the auto high beams, got power folding heated side mirrors. Got a vision roof is what they call it with a shade. It's a big panoramic roof. Takes up the whole roof, in fact. Got a hands-free power lift gate, and we're rolling on some nice 21-inch wheels that come with that performance trim level. Now inside, we had the Napa leather seating. Now the front seats have heated and ventilating. The rear seats are heated as well, which they are 60-40 folding seats, so you get a little more cargo because there's not a whole lot in the back, but there's room. Has a 12.3 digital cluster that it also has a heads-up display that's got quite a bit of information on it as well.
Is this an SUV or a sedan?
It's an SUV.
Okay.
The 12.3-inch center stack monitor, that's where you're going to find your nav, your convenience controls, and it has a virtual gear shift that you can kind of see on the video if you get a chance to check that out. And what it does is, you're not using it, the car's not started, it rolls over, and it's got this nice little lighted design on it. And then whenever you start the car, it flips up, and there's your actual gear shift. You can see there on the video what it looks like. And it's really kind of cool looking. And the other thing I really thought that I liked about this vehicle, the glove box. The glove box is not down on the bottom of the dash. It's a drawer that comes out. And you don't have to get a flashlight and get down underneath to see what all's in there. You just
so you're going to turn it into your home junk drawer real quick.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly. So, it was really cool. And we had the Bang & Olufsen Premier audio system. Now, the power system on this. So there's a couple of different things. Now, the standard trim level has one motor. It's a rear-wheel drive. The advanced, which is the middle trim level, has 2 motors, so it makes it an all-wheel drive. But this one has 2 motors with 160 watt in the front and 160 watt in the rear, and all of them run off of a 77.4 kilowatt battery. Now, what all this translates into 429 horsepower, and this one, because it's the performance level, has a boost button on the steering wheel. It says boost. You push it, and you get a boost, and it jumps up to 483 horsepower for 10 seconds.
Wow.
And you know it. If you do it just right, you really know it.
It's a
516 pound-feet of torque.
Push-to-pass button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mars, it always does that on the on-ramp acceleration test.
Research, dude. Got to have more research. Now, the EPA has got this thing rated for 97 miles to a kilowatt hour. I think it's the way it does.
Yeah, that's going to help.
For a city, 82 on the highway and combined 90. Yeah.
What's the estimated range of one charge, a full charge in the battery?
The range on it is, I have that written down here, 235 miles for the performance.
But that's what they say.
Yes. And I've read some of the other reviews that are out there online, someplace like Edmunds, they actually got better than that.
Wow.
On their course. And the other thing that's really cool about the performance one, using a 350 kilowatt charger, it says it'll go from 10% to 80% in 18 minutes. Now, I charged from 10% to 100%, but I did not have a 350 kilowatt charger. And it took me over an hour and a half. Genesis says if you've got a 240-volt charger in your house and you want to do that 10 to 100%, it'll take you 7.2 hours. So basically overnight. So that 350 kilowatt charger you can find in some places is a really big deal. Now, I also tell you that Genesis says this thing will go from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds, and I would not argue with that at all. I did find one thing I did not like. It does have a power ignition button. If you got an ignition button, it starts the engine and you can go. But if you got a power ignition button, you push the button, and everything's got to come on and do all its stuff and cycle before you can go. You can reach down there and put it in gear, and it ain't happening until it gets to that point. So that bugged me because I push the button, things start lighting, and I'm ready to go. You can't go quite that quick. But it does have a really smooth ride. It's got plenty of power in it. It's got this particular trim level has an electronic suspension, so it kind of creates that smooth ride on it, and it adjusts itself based on the drive mode. You got 3 different drive modes, but this is only available in the performance trim level. Now, the base model price for a Genesis GV60 is $53,350. Now, the base trim price for the performance level is $69,550. We had that optional paint, so we were MSRP at $71,320. Now, it appears, best I could tell, you can still get that $2,500 rebate with this vehicle. Something to compare it to, the Volvo XC40 Recharge is $60,000. Mustang Mach-E is almost $60,000, and the Tesla Model Y is a little over $50,000. But it's all right in there, and it's really a nice package for that smaller SUV if you want an EV SUV.
I can't wait to drive it. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm looking.
I think
forward
you'll
to
like it.
It sounds like it. Hey, thanks for.